Macbeth with Caleb, Merc
and Nora BashBash. So, I feel like we should be holding tea.
Oh, should we?
Yeah. Okay.
So, this is Macbeth.
This is Macbeth.
Act 1.
So basically the story of Macbeth starts out in a forest and
It's a battlefield.
It starts in a forest and a group of witches meets the character Macbeth and Bonko? Bonko. Let's just go with Bonko.
Alright, sounds like fun.
So the group of witches meets Macbeth and Bonko.
And the witches, they had like multiple different names for Macbeth, which was really odd. And one of them was like Thane of Glamis.
Thane of Cawdor.
And King of Hereafter.
Yeah. And basically what the witches were saying was that Macbeth was going to be king, and then they told Bonko that he wasn't as good as Macbeth.
Basically.
Yeah.
And then they vanished. And messengers of the king arrived.
So Lady Macbeth, who is Macbeth's wife, gets a letter that tells all about the prophecy, and she wants Macbeth to be king.
And so her and Macbeth come up with a plan to get rid of King Duncan, who is the current king.
But Macbeth doesn't want to be the one to kill the king. Lady Macbeth steals Macbeth's dagger and kills the king with it, and then smears the king's blood on it so that it looks like Macbeth is the one that killed the king.
Act 2.
What? 2. Scene 1. A room in the castle.
Okay.
Clean up on aisle.
Go ahead. Why?
So, we'll be back after this quick commercial break by Bounty.
Clean up on aisle Macbeth, I would kill you.
Bounty. Super absorbent.
Okay, so tell me about Act 2, Nora.
Where's your cup?
I just spilled it.
So Act 2, Macbeth is now king.
Right.
Right? How cool is that? And then Duncan is Malcolm's son. Wait, no. Duncan.
In Act 2, Macbeth is now king.
Yup. And Malcolm, who is King Duncan's son, fled the country because he was all scared and there was lots of suspicion.
But even though he's king, he's still thinking about the prophecy that the witches told him, and it really disturbs him. So he comes up with this plan, and he tells his wife that at this banquet that he's having, he's going to have both Banquo and his son murdered.
Okay, so now we get to scene 2, and a gang of murderers are assembled, and they're waiting for their victims to come to the banquet.
This group of murderers catch Banquo and then kill him. At the dining hall, Lady Macbeth starts singing, which is actually an aria in this opera called Si Colmi il Calice. Macbeth then finds out that Banquo is killed and the assassination is complete, and all is well until he finds the ghost of Banquo sitting at his seat.
And then Macbeth goes crazy and Macduff decides to leave the country. And this is the end of Act 2. Act 3. This is really gross cold.
Okay, Nora. So Act 3 is really weird. What happens in Act 3?
Why do I always have to start? How about you start?
Okay, so basically the witches that we saw in the beginning, homewreckers, they are in the cave and they make all these potions for Macbeth because he's going crazy and all that stuff.
Cool. Okay, so now Macbeth gets 3 potions from the witches.
The first potion tells him to beware of Macbeth.
The second tells him that he can't be harmed by a man born of a woman, whatever that means.
And the third can't be revealed until Birnam Wood marches against him. Here in the opera, the aria O lieto augurio is sung.
Okay, and then Macbeth sees a ghost of Banquo and his descendants, and they tell him that the prophecy is true. This is also an aria in the opera called Fugi Regal Fantasium. Then he faints because, yeah.
Nor it's Phantasma.
Whatever.
I'm gonna clean that after we do Act 4, okay?
Yeah.
Act 4. So, Act 4, the last act of Macbeth, the opera play. What happens in Act 4?
So, this is by the border between England and Scotland.
Right.
And the Scottish refugees stand near the English border, and they start singing a song about...
So basically this is the battle scene.
Basically.
Yeah.
I guess. If you want to skim over all the fun
Yeah.
So before this scene, we see Macbeth lamenting the deaths of his family in the aria, which is our aria that we analyzed, A la Paterna Mano. So in Macbeth's castle, a doctor and a servant observe the queen because she is sleepwalking, trying to clean her hands of blood. As she walks, she is raving about the deaths of both Duncan and Banquo. We'll now move to the battle scene as Macbeth learns that an army of Scottish rebels is advancing against him. Here Macbeth sings the aria Pieta Rispetto Amor. Macbeth also learns that the queen has been killed. Now the battle begins. Macbeth pursues and fights Macbeth, who falls from his wound. And in the end, Macbeth wins and Duncan's son, Malcolm, is named king. The opera ends with the song Salve, O Re, which means Hail, O King.
XOXO.